Hey, how's it going, YouTube? Today I'll be giving my review slash breakdown of the Samsung Galaxy S4. Let's just say Samsung did not disappoint. Now let's get started.
Okay, let's start. As you see, the Galaxy S4 is running Android Jelly Bean 4.2.2, and some of the specs on this, it's running the quad-core Snapdragon processor, and I had somebody in my last video comment saying that he said it was slower and it had a tendency to lag, and I don't think that's true. Even when multitasking, this phone is still pretty fast. Oops, didn't mean to click that. Still pretty quick. I mean, I've yet to notice any bit of lag. Only time it does lag, though, is when you go into power saving mode. That's because it's just slowing down the processor, but I don't complain about that. The processor handles the multitasking very well. And as soon as you get the phone out of the box, you're going to notice that the screen is much bigger. And then when you do turn it on, you'll notice right at the start that the colors do pop. You might not see it in this video, but you'll notice it when you get the phone. 2 gigs of RAM. I feel it's the perfect amount. I think 4 would be too much for a phone, but I don't think they can even put 3 in. But anything less than 2 is just useless because the phone itself uses a gig, I think, right off the start. Yeah, almost a gig of RAM. But even with that gig being used, it's still, as you see, no lag. They added an infrared blaster so you can control your TV. Could be universal remote as well. And just like everybody else, I get lazy sometimes, and I'm laying in bed at night and I'll leave the remote somewhere across the room. This is actually very useful. And just control your TV, turn it off, change channels, whatnot. I'll talk about the camera a little bit later. 13 megapixel camera. All the features. I'm actually not even going to get into the features today because there's nobody really to take pictures of. I'm all alone, so you can't really get the full effect of it. Samsung added a whole bunch of new features to the phone, like smart rotation, smart pause, smart scroll. Smart pause, as it says, pauses the video when you look away. I found it doesn't always work. It'll take me a double take sometimes for the video to actually pause, and when I look back, it doesn't always turn back on, so I ended up turning that off. Same with smart rotation. I just turn the phone, and that works for me. But smart rotation adjusts the screen to your angle of sight, and smart scroll I'll get into when I go into the internet. And then Air View. I don't know if anybody else knows what else you can use the Air View for, but I found it only works on Flipboard. So if you know, just tell me. But all you have to do is hover your finger over something and just information pops up. I'm assuming it could work on email. Just let me know if that's true or not. Just send me a message or leave a comment, doesn't really matter. And they brought over a lot of features from the S3, like direct call. All you have to do, you have your contact open, just put the phone to your head and it'll call them. Smart alert if you pick up the phone, and if you missed anything, the phone will vibrate. And then the mute and pause, if you flip the phone over, whatever you're watching or whatever you're listening to pauses or mutes. I don't really like that because the speaker's on the back, and sometimes I flip my phone over so I can hear the music clear, because if it's sitting on the table, it's muffled and whatnot. So I don't like that. I think that's a design flaw on Samsung's part, but there's nothing you can really do. Now let's go to the Smart Scroll, Air Jump, and Air Browse. As you see, I wanted to see a video of David Beckham's red card because I thought it was complete bullshit, pardon my language, but whatever. First one would be the Air Jump. I just use it sometimes. If I already know the information, I'll just skip through it. And then the Air Jump or Air Browse, if you have tabs open, I'll just go to the other tab, and as you see here, I was looking for parts for my PC, and I'll go back to it. And then Air Scroll. I have to go this way. I don't even know if I turned it on. Yep, there it goes. I find it useful if I'm reading something and I don't want to go too fast. But they're all really nice features if so you don't really have to touch the screen. And I only have 3 cons to this, and that would be the speaker on the back here. I just really don't like it there. And I wish they would have went the HTC One route and would have got with an all metal instead of this plastic. I really hate the plastic. I like to have a weight to my phone, but I guess, I mean, they did go with some metal on the sides. It's not really a big deal. And the bloatware that they added, another person sent me a message complaining about that as well. Another bloatware I really hate is what AT&T puts on the phone. Like, I don't use drive mode. I just use, S Voice, because that has a driving mode and it's much more useful than theirs. AT&T Family Map. I really don't care where my family's at, and I really don't care if they know where I'm at. AT&T Locker, I don't even know what it is. I think it just saves some of your files. Navigator, you have to pay to use it when I could just use Google Maps. There's smart Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi in the phone's already smart. It saves everything for you. And they added, Samsung added chat on. But that was also on the S3. I didn't like that at all, because I didn't really use it. And then AT&T Messages, I don't use that either. It just takes up space. I wish you can really uninstall it. The only apps Samsung really added were their S Translator, which I use sometimes. S Voice, same thing on S3, but they did improve it and made it a lot better, so thank you, Samsung. It was pretty useless on the S3. Samsung apps, I haven't really used it yet. Oh, they also added an optical reader, so you don't have to download a separate app for QR readers and all that stuff. And then my AT&T, but I do use that to pay the bill. Samsung Hub, sometimes use, look for new apps. And then Samsung Link, I haven't really looked at that yet. TripAdvisor, I think you can just plan trips on it. I know TripAdvisor does my background here, and every 3 hours it changes to a new location. I think it's pretty neat. But same things from the S3. They have talk, video, typical stuff. They added Story Album, so just create your own album from the camera. I don't take that many pictures, so it's pretty useless to me. Watch On, that is for the infrared blaster. You can also watch, let's go to it, watch TV, movies, but again, you have to pay for that as well. Then here's that remote. It's nice. And yeah, those are all the bloatware apps, really. Voice recorder, don't really use. Yellow Pages Mobile. AT&T, I believe, added that as well, and useless app. Everything AT&T puts on the phone is pretty useless, and I wish they really didn't. But as you guys see, I picked up that S cover today. So far, I like it. It's got a nice feel to it. I wish my Best Buy I went to didn't have the screen protector I wanted, but this has a nice feel to it. Has a plastic cover here as well. But eventually I will get a screen protector just for an added bonus, because if you see, it doesn't always stay down. So it's easier stuff to get inside here, and I just don't like that. But if it's in your pocket, I'm just assuming it'll close. I plan on buying the S-Band and that wireless charging station, so I'll probably do a separate review on those. If you guys have any questions, anything I didn't cover, feel free to message me, leave comments. Don't forget to subscribe.